Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit our every weakness. They play upon our vanities and flatter us in every kind of way. They tell us that this particular person or that particular country has greater or more favorable potentialities than the other. They do not tell us that we should unite, that we are all as good as we are able to make ourselves once we are free.
In the heart of West Africa, one man dared to dream of a united and independent Africa, a dream that would shape the course of history. This is the story of Kwame Nkrumah, a name that resonates with freedom, unity, and a dream for a liberated Africa. From his humble beginnings to his rise as the Prime Minister and President of Ghana, and his fight for Pan-Africanism, to his tragic overthrow and exile, this is the story of one of Africa's greatest visionaries. Born on September 21st, 1909, in the small village of Nkroful in the British-controlled Gold Coast, modern-day Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah's early life was shaped by the values of discipline and education instilled by his mother, a devout Catholic. After excelling at Achimota College, Nkrumah left for the United States in 1935. At Lincoln University, he earned degrees in sociology, theology, and philosophy. He funded his education by working as a cleaner and taking odd jobs. In America, he encountered ideas that would shape his vision: Marcus Garvey's Pan-Africanism, Karl Marx's theories, and the teachings of W.E.B. Du Bois. After his time in the United States, Nkrumah moved to London to study law and political science. While there, he co-founded the West African Students' Union and was heavily involved in the 5th Pan-African Congress in Manchester in 1945. The Congress called for an end to colonialism, and Nkrumah emerged as a leading voice. He returned to the Gold Coast in 1947, joining the United Gold Coast Convention (UGCC) as its General Secretary. However, his fiery rhetoric and demands for immediate independence clashed with the UGCC leadership. And in 1948, protests erupted after ex-servicemen demanding better treatment were shot by colonial police. This unrest led to Nkrumah and other UGCC leaders being arrested for allegedly inciting violence. Although charges were dropped, the incident made Nkrumah a hero among the masses. Breaking away from the UGCC, Nkrumah formed the Convention People's Party (CPP) in 1949, and his message was simple: self-government now. The British colonial authorities responded by arresting him again in 1950, after he called for positive action, a series of non-violent strikes, boycotts, and protests to demand independence. Despite being imprisoned, Nkrumah's influence grew. In the 1951 elections, the CPP won a landslide victory, and Nkrumah was released to become the leader of government business, the precursor to Prime Minister. On March 6, 1957, the Gold Coast became Ghana, the first sub-Saharan African nation to gain independence.
Long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that, after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Now, I want you all, those who have hats on, to take off your hats and let the band play our national anthem. And from now on, that national anthem is the national anthem of the Gogo, to be played on all occasions.
Nkrumah declared to the world, the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked with the total liberation of Africa.
We want, therefore, to develop our own community and an African personality. Others may feel that they have evolved the very best way of life, but we are not bound, like slavish imitators, to accept it as our mold. If we find the methods used by others are suitable to our social environment, we shall adopt or adapt them. If we find them unsuitable, we shall reject them. Fighters for African freedom, I appeal to you in the sacred name of Mother Africa to leave this conference resolved to rededicate yourselves to the task of forming among the political parties in your respective countries a broad united front based upon one common fundamental aim and object, the speedy liberation of your territories. Don't let us also forget that colonialism and imperialism may come to us yet in a different guise, not necessarily from Europe. We must alert ourselves to be able to recognize this when it rears its head and prepare ourselves to fight against it. This mid-20th century is Africa's. This decade is the decade of African independence. Forward then to independence. To independence now. Tomorrow, the United States of Africa.
As Prime Minister, Nkrumah launched ambitious development projects, building schools, roads, hospitals, and the Akosombo Dam, which provided electricity for the nation. He introduced free primary education and sought to industrialize Ghana through state-owned enterprises. Nkrumah's vision extended beyond Ghana's borders. He believed Africa could only thrive through unity and self-reliance. He formed strong alliances with leaders like Sékou Touré of Guinea and Patrice Lumumba of Congo, advocating for a United States of Africa. In 1963, he played a pivotal role in founding the Organization of African Unity, OAU. However, his vision faced opposition from leaders like Nigeria's Nnamdi Azikiwe and Côte d'Ivoire's Félix Houphouët-Boigny, who were cautious about surrendering national sovereignty. At home, Nkrumah's popularity began to wane. His government faced economic difficulties due to declining cocoa prices, massive state spending, and accusations of corruption. In 1964, Nkrumah declared Ghana a one-party state, with himself as president for life. This move alienated many of his supporters. and on February 24, 1966. While Nkrumah was on a peace mission to Vietnam, his government was overthrown in a coup by the military and the police. The CIA is widely believed to have supported the coup, fearing Nkrumah's socialist policies in alignment with the Soviet Union. Nkrumah was exiled to Guinea, where President Sékou Touré named him honorary co-president. And despite his isolation, Nkrumah continued to write, producing works like Neo-colonialism, the last stage of imperialism.
Fellow countrymen from Ghana, once again, I speak to you from the voice of the African Revolution, Radio Guinea, Conakry. It is not insignificant that the voice of the African Revolution should be the medium through which I speak to you. The instigated rebellion by certain army and police officers in Ghana was directed not only against Ghana, but also against the African Revolution and the unity and independence of our continent. They hoped, through such irresponsible actions, to strangle Ghana and undermine the African Revolution. For years, I have been talking and speaking, writing and teaching all about imperialism, colonialism, and neo-colonialism in order to create an awareness of their workings and machinations. Only a sell-out willing tool, a quisling and a lackey, a stooge and a traitor could fall victim to the wiles of imperialism, colonialism, and neo-colonialism. The pity is that there are still Ghanaians and Africans who are prepared to sell themselves to aid and abet these systems.
Nkrumah died of cancer on April 27, 1972, in Romania. His body was returned to Ghana and buried in his hometown, Nkroful, before being moved to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum in Accra, where it rests today. Kwame Nkrumah's legacy is complex but enduring. He was a flawed human being, yet his vision for African unity and freedom remains a guiding light. The African Union owes much to Nkrumah's ideas, and his words still resonate today. Africa must unite or perish. His life is a reminder of the power of vision, determination, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Kwame Nkrumah's story is not just the story of Ghana. It is the story of Africa's struggle for self-determination. And as we look to the future, may we draw strength from his dream of a united and prosperous Africa. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to learn more about African history and its leaders, subscribe to our channel and join the conversation in the comments below. Afri-I.